the language. And of course, it took forever. I think it's because they were drafting all those Democrat amendments that we pulled down. But anyways, I kid. So it took forever. Finally, it came through. Well, in the meantime, the Iredell County School Board, which I did not know was going to do, filed this lawsuit. Well, I didn't want to monkey with the statute when there's an active lawsuit. I just felt like that would be me putting my hand on it and tipping the scales one way or the other. So I thought, you know what? And I was advised, stay out of it. Don't change the statute when there's an active lawsuit. Fine. I'm not going to do that. So then we said, well, what else can we do? Well, let's see. I was thinking, well, maybe we can put the school board on the ballot in November and let the voters in District 2 decide. Well, that got wonky because it's a partisan school board. Mm-hmm. So you can't really, it's just hard, right? Especially with independent voters. And did you vote in the primary? Did you not vote in the primary? So it was and it's a long time from now, right? So the last one was, hey, when Iredell County commissioners, when this same thing happens, they have in statute that if the two boards cannot agree, it gets kicked to the clerk of court. Well, I thought, this is what we do. And so I was grateful that our clerk of court, he was up there in Raleigh. He had said that, I told him the situation about, the impasse. And I said, would you be willing to take this on? This actually follows other elected offices in Iredell County. This is nothing new. There is precedent for this. We just have to get something done. Yeah. And that is what the bill is doing. So I want to communicate clearly that Clerk Mixon there is no side, there is no anything. This is going to be, he will announce how this is going to be done. Once the bill is passed, he will hear from candidates. He will be the one who can make that decision. And so we have chosen, and we will never talk about, and I will never advocate for one person over the other to him. He and I have not, so we are putting up that wall. We have not spoken, but this is just saying we have to have leadership because there is an impasse. Yes. And this is not good for Iredell County. It is not good for my beloved Iredell County school system. And regardless of which side wins,
there's one, and I think that any person who is not emotionally overzealous about this one particular thing sees the wisdom in what you did. We cannot continue to have deadlock. There is a mechanism to break deadlock with our Iredell County commissioners. Let's mirror the same thing. To be fair, this wouldn't be needed if there wasn't a deadlock. This wouldn't be needed if people were able to get along. This wouldn't be needed if the school board there was not so dysfunctional at this point. And it has been that way. And, and call me Rhino, call me whatever, ever since partisanship was introduced into that school board. It has been one catastrophe after another. It has been one embarrassment after another. And this is just calling, and poor Jeff James. And I feel so bad for him because he is doing a really good job as school superintendent under enormously just bad conditions. But I think one thing people also ought to think about is that if you're going to come in both barrels loaded, for you, bear in mind of everything else that could be done, right? Oh, yeah. Bear in mind that, okay, you have someone with the legislative pen and can file a local bill on anything they want. And as long as you got local support, it goes through, which your fellow Iredell County representatives, they agree with you, don't have an issue with it. So how would you like now? I mean, I personally would prefer if you just said, all right, fine, we're going to eliminate this problem altogether. We're not going to have partisan boards or partisan, we're not going to have party boards saying who can do what anymore. We're taking you out of the equation. All right. Not only that, we're going to take these elections to be back to nonpartisan. All right. I mean, that's on the table. You could do that if you wanted to. I would advocate for that. I'm not saying that you're going to do that or anything like that. But bear in mind when you're coming after your elected representatives with both barrels like that, remember they still have the power of the statute and the power of the local bill. And so maybe be very careful about how much you come after them and how mean you are to them. Right. Objections.